by the early part of 2014, the Hurricane Sandy cases had started being filed with the court. And in fact, by the end of February, there were more than 800 cases filed. So it was Judge Ammon's suggestion to form a committee of magistrate judges to recommend procedures to ensure proper case filing and to develop a plan for expedited discovery and an efficient resolution process.
And we thought to involve our mediators, who we know are experienced, who are excellent, who help us in all the other types of cases that we have. And in consultation with Judge Pollack, Judge Brown, Judge Levy, the Sandy Mediation Panel developed.
The Hurricane Sandy Committee was really smart in the way they handled this disaster. They developed a three-pronged approach. They started by creating a logical and tight case management order. They managed discovery. They issued many implementing orders and developed a legal framework for handling this disaster. Secondly, they watched over this case like a hawk. They didn't let anything escape their notice. And finally, they rolled up their sleeves, settled cases themselves, and allowed the ADR department to create a Sandy panel which helped mediate all the cases that they themselves couldn't mediate.
And so Judge Levy gave me a call and said that they were putting together a mediation program for the Sandy cases. And in particular, they thought it would be useful to have a one-day training program.
We invited the liaison counsel, plaintiff's liaison counsel, both for wind and flood, and defense liaison counsel for the same, to participate in planning calls and figure out how we're going to put this program together. The core issues were, was it caused by wind or flood? Was there an anti-concurrent causation clause? What was the involvement of FEMA? And was it a storm or a hurricane?
There were very starkly different views of the issues represented by both plaintiff and defense counsel, and there was a level of concern on both sides that the views be fairly presented to the mediators and that they get a robust picture of the different issues.
I mean, it was a devastating storm, and people's lives were really turned upside down. Not just, you know, I mean, the physical damage to their homes was enough, but a lot of them lost, you know, pictures and, you know, really very important things in their lives just gone.
I had a pro se litigant whose home had been devastated by the storm, and she came into my courtroom with the defendants, and we talked about, you know, the things that she had lost, and I explained to her what the policies were. And once I had explained all of that to her, we were able to settle the case. You know, I heard from other litigants who had similar experiences with the mediators being able to explain to them why their expectations under the policies as written were unrealistic and how that helped them, maybe not happily, but it helped them understand and reach a reasonable resolution.
Once, you know, you reached a critical mass, or however we're going to call it, of the cases starting to settle, then you saw the effort increase to get them settled. And you saw fewer disputes about the documents not being exchanged, and you saw both sides like invest in the process. And then, I mean, it took some time, but it happened fairly quickly after that. The cases were just falling off the docket.
I was very impressed with the way the court responded to the influx of cases and the way the court responded to the need to move these cases quickly and efficiently. And I think it was, I was very pleased and proud of the court for having embarked on that course.
Hats off to Judges Pollack, Reyes, and Brown. They developed a national model for dealing with natural disasters that all federal courts can look to in the future.